Hello, CyberMaster fans. How's it going today? So, a lot of changes are coming up. As you can see, slightly different camera here. Not in the regular studio as scheduled. I've got some changes coming up, guys. I did a year of shows. If you take a look at the website, ednotella.com, if you take a look at the stream here and the videos on this Facebook page, as well as our YouTube page, you'll see several hundred videos. I would say I recorded about 46 shows last year and the beginning of this year. Some exciting new things are coming our way. I've kind of bought in for a lifetime to do this show. I'm ready to do this till I'm not around anymore. But as I zero in on what has to be done to really deliver a top shelf message based on how information will ultimately be viewed in the future, I'm looking to enhance what I'm doing here. I spoke with ChatGPT a couple of weeks ago, and it gave me some really wild and really wonderful ideas to how to enhance the show and really deliver an incredible show with a great bunch of guests and a lot of fun stuff that makes it entertaining. So that's really the goal here. So I've been involved in a couple of other things, and it's taken up my time to really produce the show to the level that I feel that I have in the past I've been growing to. So I'm thinking there's going to be some slight changes to the schedule, and come later this year will be some really big changes in how all of this is delivered. I also am expanding the show to a couple of other hosts and other people who are going to host their own show on my network. I guess I'll reveal it now. We started with CyberMasters podcast, and that was the initial thoughts here. We've expanded it, now called the Notella Network, and that's going to be a network made up of a bunch of different shows. Yes, some technology, some just human sciences, and all kinds of different things. I'm not looking to make it only about tech show. There's going to be a music show, thinking about a psychology show on there as well. And a lot of my friends and people I've met along the way are going to share with us and tell us all these interesting secrets about how it is that they perform and what they do. I've had the extreme luck of getting to know a lot of great people with great talents. I will say in the region that I live is filled with some incredible talent. And, I do a lot of things. I get involved in a lot of things. So my next adventure is going to enhance the show as well as my ability to deliver my message as a technologist, as well as a humanist and somebody who studies the human condition. So thank you, everybody, for participating, being part of it. The show's going through an upgrade. I'm going through an upgrade. So I can't wait to hear from anybody here who has other thoughts about what the show could be or want to participate in some kind of way. I've bought all new studio gear too, and have some great advice from some experts that are going to make sure that I deliver my next message really at maximum capacity. So thanks, guys. I do hope when I re-engage there'll be more participation. I really look to have a whole group outing where everybody chats and talks about things. That happened on a couple of shows, not really on every show. It would be pretty cool though. So I have a new project I'm working on. My Wednesday nights will be different. Tonight I was invited to the State of the County affair at the county executive's legislative offices, and I plan to go there tonight and spend my evening there, and then come next week really engaging my brand new project, my podcast enhancement project, I guess you could say. So On my last activity that I engaged, something incredible happened. I felt I really need to go down this particular path. I'm being a little vague because I'm not ready to talk about it yet. But I went down this path, and it seems that every time I engaged it, something incredible happened. Literally, when I showed up the first time to this thing I was doing, someone I knew from high school just happened to be standing out front waiting to pick up their daughter from a class they're having in the same building. So it was pretty interesting. And then when I got there, I felt like I knew everybody already. I felt like everybody's face was familiar to me. And that gives me visions that I'm in the right place. I'm doing the right thing. At times, I feel like I'm living in the wake of time. Other times, I feel like I'm creating time. It's something I've kind of thought about my whole life. Are you living in the wake of time? Are you creating time? How do we know the difference? How do we know which is what? I guess I have a hypothesis that sometimes you're in both. Sometimes you're living in the wake of time, meaning this has happened before. Sometimes you're creating time from nothing, and it's the first time this situation has happened. So I feel that when I get these deja vu points, when I feel like I've met all these folks before, I'm living in the wake of time, if you will. This has happened before, and I'm repeating sequences that are way too familiar. Look, everybody describes deja vu slightly differently. Um, in the folds of time and space that perceivably are fractal formations when it comes to mathematics, it would be perceivable that you could be repeating time and space over and over. And that could also perceivably be happening at different times, where sometimes you're ahead of it, sometimes you're in the middle or behind it, meaning that deja vu is so strong, you've done this so many times before. So anyway, I just wanted to express that. I wonder what the future holds for me, for all of us. They say that come later this year, so many business folks are predicting a recession and a downturn in the economy. I certainly hope not. I certainly hope we don't see more war or affected by war here in this country somehow. And I pray for good things for everyone, certainly for myself as I go through my new adventure, which is a little difficult to overcome, but the more difficult it is, the more I enjoy doing it. You know, there came a situation the other day while I was practicing, and it became really stressful. There was all these things happening. I was being thrown off. It was really confusing. I imagine most people in those situations don't feel very comfortable and wanna end it. I somehow was thriving on the fact that I'm getting that level of training, because I perceive that in the real world it'll be even more difficult. So yeah, when you learn new things and you feel such a heavy level of discomfort, maybe that's exactly the place where everything fits perfectly and you're on the right path, because certain nothing good is easy to attain, and nothing good is easy to maintain. I guess there's a Ed Notella little saying there. So thank you for being guests on my show. I do have still a fairly large lineup of guests that will be coming when we reinvigorate everything. Um, and I have some really great subjects that I'll be talking about. I mean, look at what's happening in technology, in space, with the James Webb Telescope. All of that is highly interesting. You know I talk about that on the show. Certainly ChatGPT and what will happen with Google. It's just so exciting to see how that plays out. On an international level, look at how China and Russia are interacting in comparison to the United States. It's fascinating to see shifts of power on that degree. So while things may bother you in the news and personally and have all these things. It certainly is an exciting time. If you're able to get past the negativeness that you're getting from this news and understand the incredible psychological and technological advancements that we're dealing with, it's fascinating. It really is. And I pray for humanity and have ultimate hope and faith that everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to work itself out in some way, and everybody's going to be okay. You know, everyone feels so important in this life. Unfortunately, if you look at the span of time and space, if you make it to 84, it's 30,296 days. I believe it's 4,319 weeks. And how many days and weeks pass before you realize where you even are? You know, a friend of mine told me in retirement, they calculate your payout sort of until how much money you have until you perceivably live till I think 96, right? You said it was 96? And that's what, 35,100 days or so. So that's really interesting. That's your entire lifetime there, between 30,000 and 35,000 days. Humanity will go on. Humanity has been there before. It will go on without you, no matter how important you are, no matter how rich, how wealthy, how great you've become, how popular. You will die like the rest of us as, worm food underground, or, made into ashes. But we all have the same fate in the end. And no matter what you've reached, I hope that everyone before me and all my colleagues consider that the best way to spend your time is to advance others, not hurt and bring others down. Tonight I'm going to an interesting affair and will be likely seeing people who have affected me in incredible ways over my life. And I thank everyone for my interactions, whether good or bad. I've never been bored and learning a lot. Sometimes you learn a lot from some of those people who hurt you the most. Anyway, Ed Notella from CyberMasters. I'm always available through the website. My phone number's there. Give me a call if you want to chat with me. There's a lot to come. Give me about 2 quarters to resurrect this show in an incredible new way. And it is my baby, Ed Notella, and the Ed Notella Network has a bright, long future. I have a lot of plans, which made me realize that I need to go through some training, some enhancements to bring forth level 2, level 3 of what I've brought already. Thank you guys for being my fans and caring and watching. Running a little late, that's awesome, Life is so short. There's so much incredible things to do. There's so many people you can help and advance. In the end, doing business my whole life and watching all this stuff, the only thing that seems important to me in the end is, of course, my relationship with my beautiful family and my kids, but also the arts. The one thing that lasts through time and space is art, is music, it's sculptures. It's incredible how art ends up being the most important part of humanity in the end. Thank you guys. Thank you for bringing my shows to the numbers where it got to. I thank everybody and wish you a very happy evening and an excellent March, and hopefully no more snow and beautiful, great weather with positive stuff we hear in the news. I know it's hard, but God forbid, maybe we'll all hear one thing that's good in the news. Thank you. I wish you guys all a really good night. Bye.